And when I tell you that people put you in a box, that when you want to do something different or when you want to become or evolve past who you currently are, not everybody is going to support that journey. Some people will actually be really offended that you want more for yourself and they're going to not support you. They're probably just going to peep what you're doing, but they're never going to say, hey, I'm proud of you or I support you. Sometimes we're just giving people way too many chances, and oftentimes you don't even give yourself that many chances. Oftentimes you're so hard on yourself, but you don't even forgive yourself. You don't have compassion for yourself. You don't have grace for yourself, but you can forgive everybody else except for when you make a mistake for yourself. You can't forgive yourself. If you don't have standards, people are going to disrespect you. They're going to mistreat you. They're going to walk all over you. They're going to spit on you and chew you up. And then before you know it, you're drained, you're miserable, you're crying in your bed, you have nobody to call. Girl, I've been there. So I started working on myself. 10 signs in toxic friendships that we need to become aware of. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back. Also, welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. My name is Shenese. You can consider me as your big sister. Today's topic, we're talking about friendships. We're talking about paying attention to certain signs, especially in certain friendships where you may be feeling drained or lack of support. And that's one reason why I actually started my YouTube channel, is because I felt in lack of friends. I remember complaining to my partner about not having friends, especially within the city that I'm in, because I'm quite new. I felt like it was really hard for me to make friends here, but also a lot of people seek for what they can get rather than what they can contribute. And if we all had the mindset of what we could contribute for each other and in this world, as we are on this earth to serve each other, not just live selfishly, I think the world would be a better place. It would be easier to make friends. It would be easier to maintain and keep those relationships, especially if you're evolving, you're reinventing yourself and just wanting to, improve and become your sexiest, your hottest self. Then you want the people around you to be like-minded or join the train, but not everybody always wants to join the wave. Not everybody wants to even see you take care of yourself because they've put you in a box for so long that the minute you try and step over the line or come out of that box, they're questioning your every move. They're not supporting you. They're trying to talk you out of it. And I think it was so important for me to make this video, especially as we grow together. I want you guys to be growing with me and never feel alone. Like, I really want you guys to know that when I make these videos, I feel like I'm already talking to you guys in person, and to just holding you real close with these words, these messages, and my own testimonies of overcoming feeling in lack in certain areas of my life that have actually helped my life improve and make me feel really fulfilled. Ladies, I want to hear in the comments one toxic trait in friendships that you avoid, that is unattractive to you, that just doesn't make you feel good, and instantly you're turned off from that friendship. I'll share mine and you'll share yours. If you are also on the journey of reinventing yourself and looking for the best community, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the post notification bell for when I drop the next insightful video, because I'm always coming with that knowledge to make sure that you are improving day by day before the end of the year. Honestly, a lot of you guys are suffering in FOMO. You're suffering from the fear of missing out and staying in relationships and friendships that actually don't serve you. And I can say this because I've been there, and sometimes I have to look at my circle and just reevaluate. Like, if I can't call you because I can't trust you with what is on my heart, if I can't call you because I'm in need of a friend and I just feel like you're not reliable, you're not a friend. And I think so many times we throw out the word friend or best friend. We don't really realize how deep of a relationship these words really mean. When you actually respect, you're there for somebody, you care for somebody, you would Hell, I would do a lot for a lot of people. When you start working on yourself and you start developing yourself, one thing that will become really clear to you is a lot of people are not going to support your decision on improving. You know, when you want to work out and people are like, oh, you already look good, girl. Why do you need to work out? Because I just want to take care of my health. It's not about the way I look. It's about how I want to feel and the longevity of my life. So why question me? Just support me, clap for me, baby. Right? But then some people just want to talk you out of it. You know, when you want to go move and pack up and live abroad and people are like, are you sure? What's wrong with this city that you're in? Honey, because life is meant to be lived and I want to explore. Right? When you tell somebody something and they go and tell somebody else, and then that somebody else goes and tells you, oh, girl, are you okay? I did not tell you this. So why is my business somewhere else? And so now we need to pull it back, because sometimes we're just giving people way too many chances. And oftentimes you don't even give yourself that many chances. Oftentimes you're so hard on yourself, but you don't even forgive yourself. You don't have compassion for yourself. You don't have grace for yourself, but you can forgive everybody else except for when you make a mistake for yourself. You can't forgive yourself. We need to cultivate, especially as you reinvent yourself this year, a better relationship with self. And once you start to build values, build back your values, build your character, set boundaries, set the foundation and a damn bubble around you that people cannot cross the line. There are standards to knowing me. There are standards to getting my time. There are standards to just me in general. Like, I come with standards, and we all need that, because if you don't have standards, people are going to disrespect you. They're going to mistreat you. They're going to walk all over you. They're going to spit on you and chew you up. And then before you know it, you're drained, you're miserable, you're crying in your bed. You have nobody to call. Girl, I've been there, because I have nobody to call. So I started working on myself, and I turned to God. And honestly, my best friend, aside from my mother, who is my number one supporter on here, God, especially this year, as I put him on that pedestal of being my number one in wanting to build a relationship. You know, I grew up in a Christian household, but I never went all in to understand God. I kind of just grew to knowing God because it was exposed to me at a young age. But I still sinned. We're all sinners. We're never going to be perfect. We make mistakes, and we got to find out, unfortunately. But God, every time you run back to him, he always accepts you. Every time you need him, he always accepts you. He's always there for you. Anytime you share your deepest, darkest secrets with him, or your struggles, your addictions, he's there for you. No judgment. He's holding your hand. And sometimes I'm asking for direction. I'm like, God, I need you. I don't need another external source to point me in the right or wrong direction. I'm like, God, I need you to hold my hand, because sometimes, or most times, I feel like I have nobody to call. I don't want to keep calling my mother. Right? I want to be able to talk and have somebody there for me beyond my partner and my mom. And sometimes I feel so in lack of that I had to turn to God. And let me tell you something, I don't feel in lack of anymore, because he's hearing me, he's answering me, he's walking with me. And when I don't feel good, he's there for me regardless. And I just want you to know that sometimes you're going to feel in lack, whether you're an introvert and an extrovert. Sometimes we settle for comfort. Sometimes we settle because there are people around us and we're feeling lonely, we're feeling depressed, and we feel like we need to choose this certain company. And they're not the best company. They don't uplift us. They don't add to us. And sometimes you're so blinded by your sadness or from being lonely that you just stay in it because it's convenient to have somebody there. But when I mention these 10 signs, and let's get into it so I'm not rambling too much, I want you to decide whether or not you're going to make that move to commit to yourself and just become better. Whether you're growing a relationship with God or just growing a better, strong relationship with yourself, because at the end of the day, if you can rock with yourself and vibe with yourself, I will show you. It's a vibe, okay? I don't need a bunch of friends. I don't need fake friends in my seat either. I don't want you at my house. I don't want you near me if you're not going to be supporting me and genuinely happy for me. If you're not working on yourself and really enjoying your own process, that you're trying to eat food off my own table. No, I don't want you around me. So let's get into these 10 tips. Starting off with number one, constant negativity. Let me tell you, and pay attention to the energies around you that just drain you. They're constantly complaining. And if you're constantly complaining and you have no solution, and trust me, there are solutions for every problem. Some people just don't want to be a problem solver. Some people just want to be the victim. You can't have victims around you. And if you're a victim, you got to switch your mindset. Because if you try and continue life being the victim, you are not going to get anywhere. You're always going, you will not use your problems and your obstacles to fuel your motivation, especially when your motivation is low, for you to run and receive and go after what it is that you desire. When you have people around you that are constantly complaining, pay attention to the mood, man. Pay attention to the mood, because that just shows you that they don't really care about your mental health or your emotional well-being, because they're putting it all on you. They haven't actually come with the solution. And how many times have you tried to give people advice, or you've tried to cheer somebody up or provide them with a solution, and it went in the ear and out the other? Right? And they come back with the same complaints. They come back with the same energy, and you're like, but you didn't hear me. Stop wasting your time with those people. When people are constantly complaining and then you start working on yourself, they start to criticize you. They start to belittle you. They start to mistreat you because they're not feeling that great. Pay attention to the victim mentalities that want to just bring you down because they're down. Especially when you're working on becoming your dream girl. How does your dream girl get through situations? How does your dream girl think? How does she move? What does she exude? Because most men are not going to be attracted to people who are complaining all the time, who have a draining energy, who have a stale face, who have just a stale attitude. It's not attractive. And it's not attractive in a relationship, and it's not attractive in friendships. Negative energy in general is just not attractive. I get it. We're not always going to be on our best behavior. Sometimes you might need 10 minutes to cry. Sometimes you might need 24 hours. But the most attractive thing is when somebody can pick themselves up, dust it off, and be like, I'm not going to let it ruin me. I'm not going to let it ruin my life. I'm not going to let it ruin my relationships. I'm going to figure this out. Number two is going to be a lack of support. I'm going to run this back to when I started my channel, because I know a lot of you guys want to start your YouTube channels. And let me tell you something. I don't really post about my YouTube channel on my Instagram page. And another reason why I actually want to take an Instagram break, because people knew me and grew to know me when I was a certain person, when I was a professional bodybuilder. And when I tell you that people put you in a box, that when you want to do something different, or when you want to become or evolve past who you currently are, not everybody is going to support that journey. Some people will actually be really offended that you want more for yourself, and they're going to not support you. They're probably just going to peep what you're doing, but they're never going to say, hey, I'm proud of you, or I support you, or even cheer you on. You know what I mean? My mom from day one has been my main rider, commenting on my posts, for the person who actually knows me. I don't take offense to the people who don't want to grow with me or don't want to support me. I told God this year when I started my channel that even if I got 1 view or 1 subscriber, I wanted to really showcase this mission was beyond me. This mission was beyond being a bodybuilder or having a nice physique. This mission was to show other women that we have to lift each other up. And sometimes when you're working on yourself, other women are going to be offended because they don't want to do the work. And let me tell you something. Work takes effort. Work takes you pushing past hard days. And not everybody wants to get up and push past those hard days. So when you're pushing past your hard days, you're in the paint, you're struggling, but you're trying your best every single day to be intentional. Not everybody's going to support you. Not everybody's going to support you. People who you've grown up with, people who, I don't care from what history or how long you've known them. If somebody around you is not evolving, not everybody is going to be okay with you evolving. That is why you need to get comfortable with vibing by yourself, or really working on yourself, that you attract and align with those like-minded people. As you start to grow and water yourself like a plant, those dead leaves are going to start to fall off, and we do not need to hang on to them, especially when they're not trying to water you either. Lack of support. You know, there have been times in my life, because I've always been the leader. I've always been the one that comes with the motivation, with the solution, with words of encouragement. And I think sometimes the people that I allow to get close to me, they forget that I'm human, that I have hard days, that I have emotions, that I have feelings, that sometimes I need to cry on someone's shoulder. And they're not there for me. Like, and I can genuinely say that, especially this year, I just stopped making an effort to chase these people, to put my energy into these kinds of people, because I'm always there. I'm always open. I'm always like, yo, you good? But when it comes to me, it's like she knows. Shen can always pull herself out. Shen's got this. Shen's, you know what I mean? Like, I've been a warrior for so long, but even warriors have a soul. Even warriors break down too at times. And some people just, they're not there for you at all. They just want to hear your problem, but they're just genuinely not there for you. Like, you know what? I'm going to build a better relationship with God. And I haven't needed support since. I haven't needed any kind of support from pre-existing friends and friendships since. Number 3 is going to be manipulation. And you can find this in friendships and relationships. You gotta be really careful with these kinds of people, because they're gonna tell you what you want to hear and twist it and turn it and mistreat you and manipulate you. You gotta be really careful of those people that just make you feel guilty, that always throw the blame on you, that try and twist the situation, because again, if they're not working on themselves and they think that they're never the problem, they will often twist it on you and belittle you and make you feel like you were the problem, or you do you. You got to be super aware of the people who are trying to puppet you, play you like a damn puppet. And oftentimes we stay in these relationships where people play us like a puppet, and you know, you end up being drained. You end up getting depressed because you don't know yourself anymore. You're going off of what somebody has screamed at you, has texted you, has yelled at you, has called you for so long. And you thought because they love you, or because they call you all the time, or because you created a relationship with them, that you can't see how toxic it is. Pay attention. Number 4 is going to be jealousy and competitiveness. And let me tell you, because I've been an athlete for so long, I have learned to run my own race, to constantly compare myself to me, compare my stage photos from the old Shen to who I want to become. But oftentimes it's not reciprocated in relationships and friendships, and you have people that are just envious of you, that are jealous of you, that are low-key competing with you. I had to tell, you know, one of the clients the other day that you got to run your own race. If you're trying to eat off other people's plate, if you're trying to just see what everybody else is doing, you'll lose focus. You'll always be distracted. But God has something special for everybody. I think some people don't realize that because they're trying to copy or take from other people. But God can't bless you if you're not happy for people. God can't bless you. The universe can't work for you and give you what you want if you can't genuinely clap for people and be happy. Everybody has seasons and stages of their life where some people are buying homes maybe before you, some people are having kids, or some people are falling in and out of love very often, and you're like, I can't find love. You got to let those people be, and you got to work on yourself. This is why it's so important to get so clear and focused on your own goals that you aren't trying to see what's left and right from you. If you focus on your path, God will be able to give you more of what you desire, what you dream of who you want to become, and what you want in your life, and the relationships that you want in your life. You know, oftentimes you got to be very aware. Like, I had to work on not being jealous of people. I had to work on not feeling in lack of, to the point where I don't need the latest of this. I don't need what somebody else has. Just because this person is traveling does not mean that I need to be traveling. Like, especially on social media, I know that jealousy and competing with people, or just envy, like this horrible emotion of envying people, is just, it's so scary. Like, social media can be so scary. And this is why I'm like, I don't feel like I want to post crap on social media, especially having a very bubbly personality. I'm bubbly because I work on myself. I'm confident within myself. I like myself. I'm okay to vibe alone. A lot of people are doing things that they're selling their soul for validation from external sources, for attention from external sources, to keep up with an image for external sources, or to compete with other people, and going broke because you were jealous. So you went and did and spent so much money and you didn't even have the money because you wanted to feel superior. You wanted to compete with somebody else. So it's super important to stay in your lane. Figure out what you like, what you want from your life. I mentioned this in many videos, oftentimes you don't even know what color you like or what food you like because you're copying celebrities that you're in love with. You're copying influencers that you're in love with, but you're not even in love with yourself. And you need to be really aware of those people and those friends around you that are competing with you. Stop telling your business to people. One thing, stop telling your goals to people because not everybody cares. Most people don't even care about your goals, okay? God does. When you have your personalized vision board, and I made a faith board as well, me and God, we're connecting every single morning, every single night. Anytime I'm driving or just I get some time to just sit and be like, God, thank you. It's me and him, and I'm sharing my goals, my thoughts, my feelings. I'm crying in gratitude. And it's just me and him. Like, I stopped telling people my goals a long time ago when they just weren't clapping for me. They weren't clapping for me, but they want to hang out with me. I don't get it. Pay attention to the side eyes. Pay attention to the evil eye. Pay attention to the mood. When you tell somebody something and they're literally like, second guessing their own life, baby, I don't want you around me. I can't. You don't deserve that. You got to pay attention, and you can't be one of those friends either. You can't be jealous of people. Listen, as I'm raising warriors to become their dream girls, we gotta take a self check. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror and be like, girl, we no longer want this trait, especially jealousy and envy. We don't want it. That's the devil's trait. Get it off of you. It's not even worth it. Focus on yourself. Stay in your lane. Cultivate good relationships where people genuinely clap for you. They came into the relationship with not what can I take from it, but what can I do? How can I help you? And as they help you, make sure you're helping them. Go out and help other people. They don't need to be your friends. You don't need to have a long-term relationship with them. Just be a good human in general, and good things will happen for you. Number 5, dishonesty. Girl, you need to learn how to read people, especially when they're lying. I don't like liars. You can't be straightforward with me, babes. You can't be straightforward. If you can't be straightforward with somebody, they're not your friend. You have not created a relationship that somebody can be transparent and vulnerable with you. Look at us. We could talk. I'm an open book. My energy, I'm just very nonchalant. I may look bougie, but I'm one of the most down-to-earth people that I know we make mistakes. I'm okay with it. I know that we're not perfect, and I accept me not being perfect or the other person. We need to be able to talk to our friends in a way where we're transparent and we feel safe enough to be honest about how we're feeling, or if somebody hurt us, or if they said something that may have affected you. Don't you just hate when people lie to you or hide things from you and then you find out? Those are not people who respect you. Those are not people who have the best intentions for you, and you need to pay attention. Number 6, which is probably my favorite, one of them, disrespect. Disrespectful people who don't respect your boundaries, people who don't respect your emotions, your feelings. When you genuinely love somebody, whether it's your friend or in a relationship, right? Everyone has to come with standards and boundaries. And let me tell you, as we work on ourselves, we're going to be increasing our worth, our value, creating those boundaries, of course. Not everybody is going to accept your new boundaries. When you say you need space and sorry, I can't talk to you right now. Not everybody is going to understand the new you, the new habits, the new boundaries, the new standards you need to meet. And when you start putting yourself on a pedestal, you're going to make some people uncomfortable because you allowed them to step on your foot for so long. You allowed them to spit in your face for so long until you were like, nope, I know my worth, I know my value, and you're abusing me. You have to look at, some people are actually abusing you. They're like, oh, they're taking your time, they're draining you, they're emotionally abusing you, they're wasting your time, they're a bad influence. Some people are just disrespecting you because you're disrespecting yourself. Once you start to add that respect back into yourself, you'll start to create walls. You'll start to see your value, and you'll start to see the people who don't see your value, the people who don't understand that you need space, that you need time, that you have emotions, that you have feelings, that you need better communication, that you need understanding and love and transparency, just like good qualities. And some people don't understand that because they're not working on themselves. Until you start working on yourself, and then you're like, okay, I treat myself this way, then you'll just see that some people don't reciprocate that energy. Number 7 is going to be exhaustion. Friendships that leave you feeling stressed or drained. Now, let me tell you, in this society, everybody is coming with these problems of, I'm depressed or I'm anxious, and that is okay. However, it depends on your surroundings, how long you want to sit in it, because we all have our seasons where we're down. Like I mentioned previously, if you're not looking for the solution, some people are just going to stay there and sit in their emotion. And then just because of that negative energy constantly, you're going to be feeling drained or stressed. I have a really big heart. I have to pay attention to how much I absorb, because I am the friend that's coming with the solution, the support, the emotional, the mental support. I'm coming with a lot to offer the people around me, especially when they're in need or when they need somebody to help them fill their cup. But I'm also aware when I've been drained and when I need to fill my own cup. And luckily for me, I don't really feel like in my life that I have people around me that drain me. I have removed anybody or anything that has drained me in the past. And it's taken 5 years. As I was reinventing myself, I started to become aware of energies around me that just were always negative, that always looked at the darker picture, the dark side of things, instead of having a brighter look. The sun will always shine. It depends on your outlook and your perspective and how long you want to stay in your negative emotion. And people don't often realize their negative energy or their emotions that can be really draining. Sometimes people are so selfish and they don't even realize that they keep pouring this energy onto you without actually asking you how you're feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have some friendships that are literally always just lagging, like low vibrations. I don't want any stress in my life. I don't bring stress to other people. When I need to refill my cup, I know how to personally refill my cup. And that is what I've been teaching on my channel. You need to learn how to fill your own cup so you're not such a burden on other people. Not often, at least. Like, of course, you're going to need people here and there, but if you don't know how to fill your cup, you're going to be one of those people that drain you, or you're going to have people around you because they don't know how to fill their own cup. They're going to drain you as well. They're going to bring you stress. They're going to bring you low vibrational energy, and they're going to keep coming back because you keep opening the door. Pay attention to the people who don't want to work on themselves, who aren't even taking your advice or appreciating the time that it takes for you to sit down and give them the time, the love, the nurturing, and they just go back and put themselves in the same position and come back with the same exhausting energy. It's stressful. In this life, you do not need any stress in your life, not only your physical health, but your mental health as well, your emotional well-being. I lost my dad to a stroke, and he was highly stressed. And not only from that experience did I learn that it's super important for who and what is around you, but look at a lot of women that are suffering from PCOS, IBS, a lot of gut health issues, or just issues with the body internally, just because you're highly stressed. It may not be in your friendship. It could be in your workplace as well. And sometimes that's when you need to take a break, or you need to learn other coping mechanisms that you enjoy looking forward to, like going to the gym, driving in your car and playing really good music that hypes you up. Be careful of what you listen to as well. That could drain you and stress you as well. Trust me, there are energies out there that will suck you dry, and you don't need them. Trust me, you're just going to be shortening your goals because you feel bad. You can't take everybody on this journey with you anyways. Unfortunately, it's a grieving process when you let people go, but I have not regret one person that I just let go on their own. Match the energy. If it's not reciprocated, it's not reciprocated. If you don't feel good at the end of conversations, I don't get off the phone ever feeling drained with the recent conversations that I've been having with people. My clients, they come in with problems, but they listen to the advice and they try and they work at it. they don't try and sit there. They ask for help, they ask for advice, and they actually do something with it. Versus you have friends that keep coming back and draining you. You don't need those people in your life, man. Get rid of them or distance them, and just pay attention to how good your life can be if they weren't in the picture. And start vibing with yourself. Start putting yourself in good moods, good spirits with the music that you're listening to, with your new glow up routine, with trying new things, with going to new places on your own. Like, as I've been working on myself in the last 5 years, I've been in a new city, okay? I've been in a new city, and I haven't made a million friends, but I've met good people, and I have good people around me. Like, I don't need a million friends. I just needed some quality friends. Number 8 is going to be unreliability. And I would say this is maybe one of the number one reasons why people have a hard time making friends or committing to friendships, or even scared to build a relationship with people, because people are so unreliable these days. Everybody is in their feelings. Everybody is about me, 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 me. And instead of building a relationship where you're building a relationship with yourself to actually have character, morals, and values, you stick to your goals, you stick to when you said you were going to do something, you're going to do it. I love those kinds of people, because when I need you, you're going to be one of those people that I can count on. There are people in friendships and relationships that are mistreating and abusing people and their kindness. And there are people like me sitting in my chair wondering why it's so hard to meet good people. And yes, you have to put yourself out there, but when you can't find reliable friends and people who show up even when they don't want to, but they show up because they genuinely are trying and they're putting in effort, which effort is attractive, it's hard to find those kinds of people. I had to build myself to be one of those people. That's why I don't chase people. I don't chase to build friendships. I know what I offer. I know what I bring to the table. And I just don't accept that kind of energy in my life, because I grew up with a father that was really unreliable. And he would be like, I'm coming. And then I'm waiting for him at the door. So excited to see my daddy. No dad came. No dad showed up. And that's like with some friendships, you know, you need them and they're like, oh no, like da da da, like my boyfriend this, my boyfriend, look. I said when I got into this relationship, I needed my independence, and I never want to let that go, because oftentimes when I've gotten into a relationship, I've let go of my friendships. I stopped putting in effort because I was so attached to my person. I had no friends when we broke up. I literally had no friends. Listen to me when I say it's important to be reliable, because in this world, if you can develop that quality, you will have a lot of good things in your life and a lot of good people. And I have the best relationships with the best kinds of people because I'm reliable. They treat me differently, I treat them differently, and the respect is there. But you know, in this world, if you can't count on people, they're always canceling, they're always late, they're always lying, saying that, oh, you know, this happened, and they're going off of their mood. One thing I hate is when people go off of their mood. Oh my God, like I had a long day, or somebody upset me, so I don't feel like going anywhere. Like, girl, why are you sitting in your feelings when you know if you went out and we went to go and have a nice lunch, you would start feeling better? You know what I mean? Canceling last minute, like I don't feel like, honey, oftentimes we just act like these people are going to be alive for the rest of their lives. Like when somebody dies is when we're, oh my God, I wish I spent so much time with people. If you're unreliable and you're not trying to, you know, seize the moment, don't hit my line. They should not be hitting your line. They're wasting your time. Okay. If you're going to cancel, I'm going to stop making plans with you. Like if people keep canceling on you, stop making plans with them. Like just go and make new friends, go to new places, go to restaurants, go to cafes, and be open. Like now we're such introverts. Be open. Number 9 is going to be one-sided relationships. I've mentioned this before because I hate chasing people. In 2024, girls, we have stopped chasing people. We have stopped putting in more effort than what is reciprocated. It should be 50-50, okay? That's the only time I want to go 50-50. Effort. Literally. I need you to understand that. Open your eyes to the people who are not contributing to you, that are not making an effort to call you, to text you, to go out of their way for you, when you know you would drop everything for that person. And I call people, I text them, I buy gifts, I do this. I'm not counting what I do, but eventually I'm just like, yo, you don't do anything. Like, you don't contribute to me in any way. You don't even support me with a damn hand clap. You know what I mean? If people don't reciprocate that energy, it's not even about matching it. It's just about removing yourself. If they don't reciprocate the energy that you're giving because you genuinely like them, you love them, you want to build a relationship with them, they're your ride or die, you feel way differently than how they feel, you need to remove yourself like a damn plant. Water yourself. As you water, you're going to see that God starts blessing you with better people that can reciprocate that energy without you begging. Because I've been in relationships where I've begged, I've been in friendships where I've chased, and I'm not doing that anymore. Save your time, save your energy, build a relationship with yourself that you become your own best friend. One-sided relationships are terrible. And even though sometimes I've said it to people, like, you're emotionally unavailable, or you're mentally unstable, or you just don't contribute to me, I know my worth of what I bring to the table because I'm constantly working on becoming a better person. I'm constantly working on how can I help? How can I serve? How can I do? How can I just be like not about me? If it's not reciprocated and this person is selfish, let go of them. And lastly, number 10 is going to be gossip. I can't be friends with those kinds of people. Trust me, because you have no idea if they're going to be gossiping or sharing your secrets with somebody else. And oftentimes they are. You got to really observe your relationships and your friendships. When you sit at the table and somebody is quick to spill the tea on everybody else, you hear what's going on in this person's life or that person's life. Like, I didn't ask, I don't care. And if I wanted to, I would go check the person themselves. If somebody is comfortably willing to share business about other people, you should not have them around you. That's kind of like negative energy, and you just never know the relationship between the other person. Like, that just doesn't seem like quality to me. Oftentimes people choose quantity over quality, and that is when you have draining relationships, you have a stressful life, you don't feel good, you don't feel confident because you have negative, draining, emotional beings around you that are only draining you. They're only trying to take from you. They're only pouring energies that don't uplift your spirits. And when they're talking badly about other people, they don't care about your emotional well-being. They're putting it all on you, and you didn't even ask. And if you're asking, mind your business. Pay attention to these 10 traits. And if you have some to work on, because look, we all have something to work on. Just know that we're not perfect, but we can always strive to become better. We can always strive to contribute to the people around us. Sometimes you do have to pay attention to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable to some of your behaviors, some of your traits, and your triggers that are preventing you from having solid, good relationships. As you reinvent yourself and you start to pour more water into you like a plant, right? What happens when you water a plant? It starts to grow, it starts to blossom, it starts being shiny. But what happens when a plant is not watered? It starts to die. So for those leaves that just start to fall off, let those people fall off. And as you start to blossom, you will start to literally radiate that energy that starts to attract more aligned friendships and relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the post notification bell.